Resident Evil Extinction was once again not directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, but instead Russell Mulcahy, who is best known for directing Highlander and The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. But don't worry, just like Apocalypse, Paul did write and produce this shit, so yay, Paul. So Extinction takes place years after the events of Apocalypse. The T-virus has spread through the world, killing everything, and
the virus didn't just wipe out human life. Lakes and rivers dried up, forests became deserts, and whole continents were reduced to nothing more than barren wastelands.
How did a virus dry up the planet's water? That's gotta be the dumbest shit ever. Not even 5 minutes into the movie, we get another mansion tease. Like, fuck you guys, we get it. We're never gonna get our mansion movie. They bring back the laser sequence, and Alice is killed, but turns out it was just a clone, because killing off one of the worst things to happen to the franchise would be such a bad thing, right? Well, turns out Umbrella is trying to find the real Alice so they can use her blood to make a cure. But not really a cure. We'll get into that later. But since they can't find her, they try making failed clones. There isn't much plot here. Alice just happens to find a journal that hints at a possible sanctuary in Alaska, and that's literally fucking it. That's the story. That's the whole purpose for this movie's existence. Because of this, Extinction is just loaded with pointless scenes that serve as nothing more than action for the sake of action. Like this scene. Alice is tricked into helping some psychopaths, which doesn't make sense, because isn't Alice supposed to be psychic? Wouldn't she be able to know something is off? But anyway, they throw her into a pit full of Cerberus, but as you can expect, they don't kill her, they kill the bad guys instead. Now, do you want to know what purpose the scene serves? It's just so she can get the daggers that she has on the fucking poster. That's it. This movie marks the first appearance of Claire Redfield, played by Ali Larter. I actually like the casting choice here, but they fucked up Claire, just like they fucked up Jill. In the game, she's just a normal girl looking for her brother Chris, but in this movie, she's somehow in charge of this convoy that just so happens to also include Carlos, but there is never any mention of her brother. And wasn't Carlos a member of an actual military team? They never explain who or what Claire is, or why she's in charge. So Ian Glenn returns as Dr. Isaac with the genius idea of domesticating the zombies using Alice's blood. So not really a cure, but kinda. You ever see Day of the Dead? Yeah, this is the same thing. This zombie is Bub. Holy fuck, this scene sucks. Oh, good thing you had him cuffed. Oh, and remember Wesker? The most badass, sinister villain in the whole fucking game franchise? This is him. Know how you can tell? 'Cause he has glasses. That's it. It doesn't even make sense why he's wearing sunglasses. It's literally just to show us that yes, that is indeed Wesker, because if he didn't have the glasses, we wouldn't even recognize him. Fuck! One of the worst parts about Apocalypse was Mike Epps' character, LJ. Thank merciful Christ, he is not only kept to a very small minimum in this movie, but he also gets bit and dies halfway through, which excited me beyond words that I wouldn't have to see him again in the sequels. We get this scene, which literally serves only to give us brief introductions to stupid characters in Claire's convoy that you won't give a shit about in T-minus 1 second. This guy, I don't remember his name, but his talent and contribution to the team is that he can guess the contents of unlabeled canned food. Hell yeah.
Hey.
What's this, son? Soup, cream of mushroom,
Oh, shit.
and pork and beans too. Hey,
Be damned.
asparagus.
How do you do that?
Just one of my skills. It's a dying art, unfortunately.
And this guy, the classic Texan sniper. Does he look familiar? He should, that's actor Lyndon Ashby. You know him better as Johnny Cage from the first Mortal Kombat movie, which was also directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. So a giant pack of crows show up and attack the convoy. This scene again serves no purpose other than an excuse for Alice to just somehow coincidentally find Carlos in the middle of nowhere in a world where all life is dead. Oh, and to have this shot for the trailer. Honestly, cool shot, but has no fucking place in a Resident Evil movie. And if you're wondering why Carlos and LJ are here, but not Jill or Angela, well, me too. Because they don't explain shit to us. It basically amounts to, yeah, they just ain't here. Sienna Guillory was asked to come back as Jill, but couldn't because she was busy filming Aragon. Man, I can't tell what was the worst career move, that piece of shit or this piece of shit. Turns out in the movie's novel and original script, it's explained that Alice killed Angela while under control by Umbrella. But you wouldn't know that shit unless you looked into it, because the movie never explains it. They all decide their best bet is to go to Alaska, so we can have a reminder that this movie has a plot. But they need to gather supplies first, so they head to Vegas in what becomes the movie's last half hour of pointless action, because it wouldn't be a Paul movie without this crap. Umbrella, somehow knowing the group is gonna be going to Vegas, dumps a cargo container of super zombies to ambush them and... Wait a fucking second. They have an Alice cam? If they had an Alice cam the whole fucking time, how are they not able to find out where she was? Oh my god, this... Moving on. Umbrella tries to shut her down, but she uses her... Hold on, I can't believe I have to say this out loud. Alice uses her psychic powers to destroy Umbrella's satellite. In space!
Go! Run! Let's go!
Fatality.
So the team ends up at the base of operations where all the Alice clones were dying, but before they do, Oded Fehr needs to get out of his contract for the sequel, so... There we go. Alice fights Doctor, who has mutated himself into basically the Tyrant from the first Resident Evil game. But he gets tentacles. How come Nemesis didn't get tentacles? Nemesis actually has tentacles. This fucking thing doesn't. Oh, and he's psychic too. Fuck me. The final shot is Alice telling Umbrella she's coming for them, with her army of Alice clones at her side. Oh boy, the potential. I can't wait to see how this plays into the next masterpiece. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. So Resident Evil Extinction is basically the Mad Max version. It's Road Warrior with zombies. It's just a mess of action for the sake of action, strung together by the weakest plot thread with characters no one gives a shit about, other than maybe the exception of Claire, but even her character isn't fully utilized. 3 down, 3 more to go, and somehow the downhill roll just continues. This series started as a train wreck, and now the train is just rolling down a cliff, bodies flying everywhere. God, it's almost over.